friend, welcome back to the October episode of Hope Talks. In this episode, I would like to talk about the 4 seasons of hope. If you're joining me for the very first time, I want to welcome you. My name is Davina Burafine, and I create content on YouTube that is based on the one true source of hope. So I'm glad you're here, and let's hang out as we talk about the 4 seasons of hope. Nature has 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter. And every season is unique in its expression in the year. So in the spring, we have a life coming out after a long white winter where everything is bursting forth in blossoms and buds. We have those fruit trees that are giving out those beautiful pink blossoms everywhere with the scent of life everywhere. And then we have the golden hours of sun in the summer where you can soak up as much light as you want. And then it gives way to those resplendent, spectacular colors of fall as each tree tries to outshine the other in its colors of golds and yellows and purples and reds and oranges. And of course, we have that amazing diamond-like ice that blankets the whole earth around us in the seasons of winter. We also have in the same season the yuckiness of those allergies that we have because of pollen in the spring, or the mosquitoes that come in the summer, or the colder, dark days in the fall as rain starts to come. And of course, the yucky, biting cold of winter. The reason I'm saying this is that every season is unique. Every season has good and bad. I think in the same way, we go through life with seasons in our lives. There are seasons of summer in our lives when everything feels like it's going according to plan. And then there are seasons of dark, isolating days of winter where we feel like people have walked away and God has abandoned us, or we are grappling with these gigantic losses that we don't even know how we can explain it without getting bitter that God is not in our lives. I think there is that false expectation or false belief that when life is good, that means that God is blessing us, and that when life is horrible and when we're losing our loved ones or when we're struggling with things and we're trying to process it, we feel like somehow God has abandoned us. And then there comes about that doctrine of shame where we try to hide away, or the doctrine of anxiety where we feel like we need to pretend like life is good, or else people are going to think that somehow God has abandoned us. I think both those doctrines really don't serve as well, because the natural process of life is that we do go through seasons of lives. There are seasons of fullness and there are seasons of losses. And Ecclesiastic talks about it, says, in every season, God makes everything beautiful. And if we love God and if we give our lives to surrender to the Lordship of Jesus, then we are guaranteed, just like how in every season in nature, the sun is a constant presence, we're guaranteed the presence of God in every season of our life. And no matter what season we are in, God's promise is always true. God has said in so many books of the Bible, he says, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I will not relax my hold on you. I will walk with you. I will guide you. I will counsel you. There are so many promises of God's presence in our life, and that the seasons in themselves don't determine the presence or the absence of God. I want to say that it's not the season that defines the goodness of God, but really it's the outcome of the season that shows us the goodness of God, that shows us by the fruit that we come out with that God is indeed good, God is indeed faithful in every season of our life. So my friend, I want to encourage you, if you're going through a season that does not make sense in the way that you would like it to make sense, I want you to trust in the promise of God. The promise of God is that he is faithful. He will reward those who put their faith in him. and that he will make all things together for good because we love him, and that he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. And the promises of the dark season is that it is in the darkness where we feel like we've been buried that life can come about in areas of our lives that we need life of God in. That Isaiah talks about the treasures that are gathered in the dark places. As we walk through it, we can be guaranteed that there is going to be treasure that we will take with us as we come out of that season. So I want to encourage you that you will see what you're going through as a season, and that in the season God is faithful to prove himself true. No matter what it is, that God will be what you need him to be in that season. And that it's not the season that defines the goodness of God, but it is the outcome, the fruit that we come out of from that season that shows us, that determines the goodness of God and his faithful presence in every season of our life. So I hope that encouraged you. I hope you come to realize that no matter what you go through, there's always hope in God. That as we come to God in every season of our life, the posture of God is arms wide open, that we can go up to him and we can talk to him about everything with raw honesty. And of course, if we have allowed willful disobedience in areas of our lives, then God he is faithful to bring that up to our notice, that we can forsake it and we can turn away from it and have a new thought. We can think about it in a different way from the perspective of who God is. And if it is that you have been faithful in serving and you're still facing trials and you're still facing loss, I would encourage you to stay true to your heart. Stay true to the promise of God. And God's promise is that he is with us. He is Emmanuel, and that he will work everything in your life for your good when you love him and when you have surrendered to his purpose in your life. So I hope that encouraged you, and I want you to know that you are never alone in the journey of life. And in every season, just like how the sun is constant there, no matter whether it's the cold days of winter or the golden hours of summer, the sun is present. So no matter what you're going through in your life, whether it is the joyful, amazing, dreams come true part of your life, or it is the isolating, debilitating, lost part of your life, the fact or the truth is that God is present, and he will make everything work together for your good. So I hope you find courage in that. I hope you find your peace in the knowledge that God is with you. And subscribe to this channel if you want to hear content like this, and if you want to be encouraged once a month. I am here on the 16th of every month, and I hope to see you again. And in the meantime, I hope you find your peace and your joy in the knowledge that God loves you passionately, amazingly, and completely. You are always seen by God.